Hey everybody, it's Riley.
And it's Kiara.
Just want to pop in for a quick second to say we see everything that's going on in the world. Take a quick second to check out the links in our description to help out those that are in need and enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for coming back. I'm Riley,
And I'm Kiara.
and this is Six Songs for your new favorite music recommendation podcast. How are you doing, Diva?
I'm good. I'm trying to figure out the lighting. I think I'm just gonna.
Hey, listen, you got to let your light shine, and I think I see it shining. This episode, as you can tell by the title, is Six Songs for British People. But first,
Yeah.
before we get into that, love, we've got to do a diva debrief, and this week's diva debrief is quite a diva. She's made waves internationally, started across the pond, came over to America, and she's been slaying the scene ev- ever since. Wait, that was more Australian.
Oh,
Ever since. That's
right. Yeah, that's Australian.
this week's diva is Adele.
Adele.
Woo!
Woo. So, I was thinking if I should do this in a British accent, but I'm not going to.
I feel
Maybe a
like I
little bit
could
later.
maybe we'll sprinkle it in a bit.
Let's speak it in. Okay. So Adele. She's the diva. She's the doll. She's everything. Adele is like one of my top faves, like top 10, I would say, in that category. I don't play about Adele. Like I That's one of the white girls that like you better talk to me nice because quite literally she's everything. She's the doll, she's the diva. She is that famous for a reason. And you know, let's just get into it. So, as we know, all of her albums are her ages when she recorded them, which yeah, I mean, keep it simple, like that's cute. 19, when I was young, obviously like I'm past 19, but like when I was a kid and this came out, I remember being like, oh wow, okay, whatever. But like really putting it into perspective, like 19 is kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, all of her music, it feels really,
Mature.
yeah, for the age that she's
Yeah.
portraying on the
um
album.
First of all, she was born in London. I want to
Mhm.
read her like blurb on Wikipedia because it kind of is iconic. Like, I mean, it's Adele and no one's shocked, but after graduating in arts from the Brit School in 2006, Adele signed a record deal from XL Records. Her debut album 19 was released in 2008, which meaning that she got signed when she was 17. Math. Her debut album 19 was released in 2008 and included UK top 5 singles Chasing Pavements and Making You Feel My Love, which is a cover of
Oh really?
Bob Dylan. Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yes.
Shout out to Bob
Yes.
Dylan.
Bob Dylan flop. No, I'm kidding.
Just kidding.
um
Adele I fold.
Right. 19 was named in the top 20 best-selling debut albums ever in the UK. She was honored with the Grammy for Best New Artist. Adele released her second studio album, 21, in 2011. It became the best-selling album of the 21st century. 21 holds the record for the top-performing album in the US chart history, topping the Billboard 200 for 24 weeks with the singles Rolling in the Deep, Like You, Set Fire to the Rain, heading charts worldwide, becoming her signature songs. The album received a record tying 6 Grammys, including Album of the Year. In 2012, released Skyfall, a soundtrack single for the James Bond film Skyfall, which won her the Academy Award for Best Original Song. Like, the bitch came out swinging, y'all. Like, whoa. Now, I just had to read that because I was reading and I was like, yeah, like she really just every era, like she's not playing. But yeah, so 19. How did you feel about 19? What are some standouts? Which songs you did not like? What's your team?
As I re-listened to this, I was actually like I was surprised that the Adele sound that I kind of associated with Adele is not really that much present on this first album. Like when I think of Adele, I don't really think of just her and acoustic guitar, and a lot of these songs are just her with guitar. And while they're like fine songs, all of the songs that I preferred on this album are more like fully fleshed out, like with a band and
Hmm.
everything. So obviously, Chasing Pavements, beyond classic. And then Make You Feel My Love, which I guess didn't know was a cover. Shout out to that. Um,
Hmm.
but it's a way more acoustic than I remember. And I'm not sure if that's because I know at the beginning of her career, she obviously was in the wave of British singers that was like inspired by Amy Winehouse, and Amy Winehouse was a guitarist. So maybe that has something to do with it. But when it comes to like big ballads and piano and strings, it's not really much of that, which I was
Yeah.
surprised to revisit.
I have to admit, like I would always, like I said, she's my girl, but I don't really revisit 19 that much because, like I said, I also prefer the more like I guess production heavy songs. But I love "Right as Rain," "Make You Feel My Love," "Cold Shoulder," "Chasing Pavements,"
Should I give
"Hometown
up?
Glory."
Girl, don't. I'm sorry.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
It,
Even if
that
it leads
writing that
nowhere.
at before 19 is like crazy. What a metaphor! Like
I actually have like no words. Like it's literally just iconic, y'all. Like Adele is one of those people where, like her or not, you cannot undermine her impact in pop culture, in pop music, really. Like, this is the diva. Like, now let's just move on to 21 because this will always be, I think, like her most one critically acclaimed and two like synonymous to her. Like, she knows it too. Like, she's talked about how like this album is so big, it's beyond her. Like, she can't really escape it
like
because that's because every single song, bitch, every single song. How did you do it 12 times? Babe,
there are some crazy singles on here. Rolling in the
babe,
Deep quite literally defined that year.
girl. There's a fire starting in my heart.
Like the definition of radio and music as a whole in 2011, right there.
There's literally no other song. Like, first of all, first song on the album, like she came out swinging. She said, "Bitch, there's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's pulling me out the dark." And she sat on that chair. She sat on that chair and she let the fucking glass fall, bitch. Like, I mean, what can we say about this song that hasn't already been said? Like this, it's rolling in the deep, babe. It's the song.
I
Like
still don't know what it means, but it's iconic. Like I don't know what rolling in
rolling
the
in the
deep.
deep.
I don't what does that mean?
I think it means like you are like off the deep end with someone. Like you're just so like in it. You know what I'm saying? We could have had it all rolling in the deep. Like you're just like
Like
engulfed in
we could have
this.
been locked in.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, word. I
Yeah, I think that's what it means.
listen. A hit is a hit. Body eye is not a real fucking word, but say do you remember? Like, shit don't have to make sense in order for it to hit.
Exactly.
Rumor has
Um,
it.
babe,
Now, Rolling in the Deep is
commercials were
cute.
never the same.
Rolling in the Deep is cute, but in terms of like a song, this is a crazy ass song. And she gets like she has like a
The
little
drums.
bluesy, like soulful moment. It's very dusty in Memphis, very like
Mhm. A lot of people, no, not maybe not say a lot of people, but I and one person in particular I know thought that she was a black woman. But it was in high school, but someone I
mm,
know said that they thought that she was a black woman before they knew what she looked like. And I was like, "Okay, I can see that." She does get very soulful, and I understand not thinking that a white woman could do that, and that's fine.
well sure.
Especially at the time, sure. No, rumor has it, I have a vivid memory of this song being like on the ABC Family fucking commercials because the drums. I feel like she doesn't really utilize drums. Like this song is very drum heavy. And also like the changing of the lyrics for each verse, like the bridge, like that this is a song.
The
Like
tempo change, absolutely.
Oh my god. All of these words whispered in my
Turning
ear.
tables. Once again, this
Babe.
is where we haven't. This is the first three. Turning
Like
tables literally
she won't
changed everything. Like that is, we've only gotten better than Rolling in the Deep, and Rolling in the Deep was a song that
incredible.
was everywhere. And these songs have only gotten better from the first one. Like that is wild.
It's a pleasurable listening experience.
My mother
Turn
was
around.
gagged. Everybody was gagged. Everybody
Everybody was gay.
gagged.
That's the thing. Adele literally unified everyone because we all could agree that this bitch was eating. Like, I think, at least in America, I know in Britain too, but like, in my mind, this is bitch is the Queen of England. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but Don't You Remember? Underrated. That's one of my favorite Adele songs.
It's
Favorite
giving
Adele song.
country. Like it's so it's I love Don't You Remember.
When Will I See You Again?
Word.
But
But let's discuss. Mama is heartbroken. Mama's like going
yeah,
through, like, Mama is 21 years old and just writing these like very intense. And I guess part of, I guess, the vigor of young love is like feeling it very intensely and dramatically. But like this is like wow,
this
like
is a lot.
set the idea of setting fire to the rain.
I wasn't even ready to get there yet, bitch,
It's
because
like it's
babe,
so youthful and dramatic and like almost angsty, but like it's
I let it fall my heart. Ah! No, that's my song. Like, actually, like, I'm getting emotional. Like, I love that fucking song. I love that song so much. I love that song so much, bitch, because she said she was smoking in the rain. First of all, if you've never been there, bitch, it's annoying, first of all. Um,
yeah.
because I do remember being, a kid and being like, "What the fuck do you mean?" Set fire to the rain, bitch. That is impossible. But now, she explained it. But the things that this woman can do with her voice and a piano.
Yeah, when I think of her, I don't think acoustic guitar, which is all of 19 or most of 19.
Mhm.
But now it's like Adele has arrived. Like Adele has like a sound. She has like she's a force. Like it might fucking still be on the charts. Like it was on. I definitely remember it was on the charts for like 10, 10 years after it released. Like
No, I think this album will never leave. Like, I think it's one of those, like, Michael Jackson Thriller. Like, I think it's iconic. There's really no other word for it. It defined, I wouldn't say, yeah, I guess not a generation because it defined a lot of different generations, but I would say it defined a time period for sure. The mid 2010s, like this, there is no other album that I can say that is more synonymous.
we got to talk about Someone Like You.
No, hold on. Before we get there, He Won't Go, this jazz, sultry, fucking depressing ass song about a toxic relationship with the first person who I think is like addicted to drugs. Like, whoa. Oh yeah, I'm literally looking up. It was a tribute to a friend who battled heroin addiction. That song is actually like probably top 3 for me on this album actually.
Oh yeah, I love You Won't Go.
Okay, now we can talk about it. Sorry. I had to. Also, Love Song is a cover as well of The Cure.
Did not know that as well.
Yeah, girl. Let me tell you. I told you, bitch. Adele is my girl. This is my girl. Um, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, The Cure. I was to make sure. I was just double checking, but yes, I was right. Um, where do we even begin? I just feel like Someone Like You is so.
I would argue that it's the definitive single from this album. Like it is the
Yeah,
one
I
that
would say
like
that's right.
even more so than Rolling in the Deep. Like Someone
Yeah,
Like You is the song that like whew, which
yeah, I
honestly,
really agree.
how awful must it be for like one of your biggest songs to be like a terrible breakup song? Like God, I'd be pissed. Like
No, honestly, yeah, that would kind of be getting on my
what
nerves.
the fuck?
Um, and that's another thing. I feel like she like might hate singing it. Like, I don't
I
know,
would.
but
Are you crazy? What if I'm like happy with my new man and my new life and my new baby talking about some I find someone like this bum ass nigga. Like what the fuck? And we'll get to she gives us there are not many Adele songs where we can shake our ass, but like there are a couple. But
There are a
like
couple. There are a
I
couple.
would
But
be I
okay,
would be devastated if one of my biggest songs was as emotionally devastating, but that's ultimately like why it resounded with so many people is because
yeah.
everybody has been in a situation where they they want somebody, that somebody doesn't want them back, so you seek out other people that are like that somebody. It's like a universal experience.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think the reason why everyone loves Adele is because her music is so universal, but obviously so personal to her because it's literally about her life and like her time in that specific time period. But like, I don't know. I was 11, so I don't really know what the current state of the world was at that time period. But I could imagine that everyone was depressed. I mean, everyone's always depressed in America, but and apparently the world. Um, it also is like so simple. It's literally just a piano and her voice. I mean, like a lot of her songs, but I think there's like something to be said about people who write songs not writing them to be a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just tell that most of these songs were just written straight from the heart, and if they stick, they stick. But because I feel like yes, 19 was successful, but like I don't think anyone could have predicted that this album would be what it was. You know what I'm saying? Even Adele at the time when she wrote it.
Right.
So
I
I
don't think that her first album really popped in America like that at all, for real.
yeah, I don't think so either. So it's like I think there's something to be said about that. There's something beautiful about that, of her just, like, writing these songs from a pure perspective of just, like, getting it out versus, like, 25, where 21 has happened, right? And now it's, like, this pressure to follow up this humongous magnum opus album.
I want to talk about 25
Let's talk about it.
because 25, I want to talk about how her voice progressed because 19
Mhm,
and 21, she really still sounds vocally quite young.
mhm,
25, the sound of her voice has filled out and there's so much more just like meat and juice, like when she goes for those high notes and when she's like up there, it sounds fuller.
mhm.
So like of course me re-listening, I expected 21 to like sort of be my favorite, but she sounds fucking
Same.
amazing on this album. She
No,
really
that's
does.
why yeah. The thing about I 25 is my favorite. I think it'll always be my favorite, to be honest, because I just think it was like, because like when 21 came out, like I said, I was in like middle school, right? So I don't think I could have really like understood really what she was talking about. Like I liked the songs, but like I feel like as a child I was more gravitated towards like Rumor Has It and Rolling in the Deep, you know what I'm saying? And Someone Like You, of course. But it wasn't until I got a little bit older and went back to 21 that I was like, "Oh, I actually love this entire album." But with 25, like I was there. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember it coming out. I remember the billboards of the Hello. I
The Wendy
remember like
ass music video.
bitch. The bob. Let's not forget the bob. She cut her hair, bitch. I
Bob
was
Watch.
gagged. Bob watch. And her bob was sickening. The layers, bitch. The layers and the fucking eyeliner. No, like 25 Adele was so cut and she was thick and she was just sexy. And you're right, her voice got a little bit like more mature and like deeper. Like, oh, it was everything. It was
She sound like
everything.
hello, honestly, in terms of vocally, blows all of her other singles out of the water. Like
No shade.
she's really singing on this
To tell
album.
you, I'm sorry for breaking your heart. Mm-mm-mm.
And then we get what is
Babe,
maybe
Max Martin,
my favorite Adele song because I can shake my ass to it because "Send My
babe,
Love to Your New Lover." I
where did this come
remember
from?
I
Like,
remember each one of my hairs. I remember Adele going with a pair of tweezers and just plucking each hair from my scalp because what the fuck do you mean? It's you, none of it. You put your hands on my body. It's like never
yeah,
would have
no.
expected this from Adele.
It was still to this day, honestly, like, Max Martin came and said, "Baby, I got something for you. I'm sorry, but, like,
I still think that this might be to this day my favorite Adele song. Like
that's real." I think this is top 3 for me, for sure.
like
Top I
it's
mean,
really fabulous.
this song is so cunt. just the guitar. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
She said she went back to 19. She said, just the guitar, bitch. In the video, I always actually always hated the video. I just wanted it to be more cut than it was. But
I
this
remember I
era,
think she was just like in a dress.
yeah, and she's just like, woo.
Work.
But I just this era. Like I just remember it so vividly. I was a junior in high school. I was going through a lot emotionally and in my romantic personal life. And this was so real. This was so real. It came at the exact time that I needed it, bitch. I came like send my love to your new lover. That's also I love the parentheses. Send my love to your new lover. Like Max Martin. I mean, we know you are the diva. You are the pop juggernaut. Like you did it. You did everything. I miss
What are
you.
yeah.
Incredible song. Incredible song.
It's good, but it is a skip for me. And
Oh, I
like
love this song. I like that it's like ominous almost. Like why do some of these fucking songs sound like witchy to me? Like they're very like she's on a fucking cauldron or she's like in the woods and
it's
like
that
I don't
same
know.
tea that Florence and Machine was giving. Ain't she from the UK over there? It's all
Yes,
rainy and thatched roofs
yes,
and shit. Like it's depressing over
yeah.
there. Like they be
As fuck,
when the UK girlies get depressed,
babe.
they
It's
be
serious.
like like they be depressed for real.
Yeah, that's
It's like
real. That's
seasonal depression all the time over there.
when we were young,
Got to talk about it.
babe,
A career high, honestly.
babe.
And
Bitches
the
right
fact
with their
is,
whole
like,
lives.
she's 25. She's technically
I'm 25 right now.
she's still young.
That's what's crazy. I literally like when I put it into perspective, like I think it actually really was when I turned 25, more so than when I turned 21. But like I was like, wait, hold on. Adele was my age when she did this? Bitch, I gotta get on my Zoom. We need to get on our Zoom.
What's happening?
Cause huh? How are you 25 and writing a song when like when we were young and all these other songs? Mind you, she doesn't look 25. I'm sorry. Adele has always looked old for her age. Okay. Older than her age, I would say. Maybe because I think it is when the albums actually come out, she's a little older. Cause like when 30 came out, she was actually 33, but she wrote it when she was 30.
Right.
So I think that is a little bit probably why. But like I'm sorry, she does not look 25. She
And she
doesn't. I
honestly,
don't
she's not writing like she's 25 either. Like these like when we were young, there really are so many moments, and I'm not even. I'm what am I 23? Fuck, I don't even. How old am I? But like definitely, like I've looked back and be like, damn, there are so many friends that I've had don't have any pictures of. So many memories that I have gone through that are just like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Life really be happening.
Babe, that's why I did this. I played when we were young instead of singing happy birthday at my birthday party.
That's so funny.
Insert clip here. Um,
Honestly, that's so funny because what
it was very funny
what the
actually. One of the
fuck?
most iconic things I've ever done, I think.
Remedy, once again, crazy. I love Remedy. I love the piano. I love.
Ryan Tedder.
She's just singing down. Like her voice on this album is to me leaps and bounds above where she was. Like these are just great songs. All I ask, which
Wait, we skipped a bunch of songs. We
well
skipped a bunch of songs.
a lot of the
Water under the
we
bridge.
can't talk about every song.
Why not, girl? We only got one more album left.
Well, I a lot of Water on the
Water
Bridge.
under the
These
bridge. We
songs
can't talk
are
about the
we
like
can
Megan the Stallion.
yeah, sure, let's
That's the
go.
other one you can shake your ass to.
I don't I
If you
don't
never
really like the song.
let me down, gently, don't pretend. That was her pop, contemporary pop bag. Like that was her Kelly Clarkson. Like, yeah, that was her bag.
Mm.
I love that song. I'm sorry, it eats. River Lee, underrated in my opinion. Forest and Machine T, like River Lee, I love River Lee. It's giving witchy, it's giving Florence, it's giving cauldrons and spells, bitch.
It's
Love in the Dark,
giving, yeah, that's truths.
Love in the Dark is a skip for me. Million years ago, yeah. All I ask.
Okay, we're here now.
Yes, I'm sorry. I had
Great.
to it was gonna bother me for some reason. I needed to talk about all the Um, you go first because I have a very personal history with this song.
Yeah. I do think of Bruno Mars singing this song a lot. I do think of that a lot because Bruno Mars can sing that face off, and I
I
believe
didn't even know he wrote this
yeah,
song.
he wrote this song, and it's crazy because it does sound like a Bruno Mars song, but
That yeah.
once again, Adele, I think this might be like the best she sounds like on record. Like this song
It's
is
yeah.
top tier. Like
It's actually, like, kind
it's
of crazy.
top 3 Adele songs for me. Like
I think objectively, it just is a top 3 Adele song, like, whether it's your favorite or not, like, it's so good that I can't even listen to the song anymore. Like, I literally when I got broken up with, in high school and in New York and had to drive from New York to Arkansas for 20 hours, I listened to this song on repeat. I'm not kidding. Like, literally for probably, like, hours on end, sobbing in the backseat of my car. Like, girl, it was serious. Like, I was heartbroken to the point where I still to this day, that was literally like 8 years ago. I cannot listen to this song. I still can't. It triggers me. Like, it's crazy. And that's sad because I love that song. It's a beautiful song. It is a heartbreaking message of a song. Like, oh my god, I can't even talk about it, I'm about to cry. Um, like, just gorge. Just Adele deserved a Grammy for that song, let's be real. No shade.
yeah, like one
Um,
of her the best vocal performances.
of all time.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Sweetest Devotion, I actually really like that song. Um, I think it's really beautiful. It's about her son.
Yeah.
Now,
6 songs for the kids.
please, I do have to say something because at the time when she won over Beyonce, right? Everyone was mad, including myself. But I don't think that it was that bad. Like, I genuinely don't think, like, it was different from Self-Titled when, who fucking won over her?
Beck.
Uh, Beck. That was crazy, okay? I'm sorry. That was fucking crazy. But this one,
I
I'm
still
like,
haven't
there
heard
was
that
an
album, so
argument
I
to
don't
be
know.
made. There was an argument to be made about this album, um winning over Beyonce. Like, I don't think necessarily it should have. She doesn't either. But I'm saying, like, I don't think it was that much. I don't think it was as much as a reach. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's Adele. Like, I'm sorry. Like, looking back on it now, I'm like, I'm not that mad about it, to be honest.
Well,
I'm
white
really
people
not.
love Beck. People, but some more people are like, "That's Beck."
Okay.
So da-da-da-da-da. I'ma lose
I don't
a
know a single Beck song.
baby, so I don't you get. You know, Beck had a couple of hits. I can't even lie.
I
I
don't know
haven't.
any of them.
I
No
still.
shade.
You probably do. I don't believe that. You know.
I promise you, girl, I don't.
You probably you either
Because when
know
it
that
happened,
or
I remember looking up,
you know where it's at. There's no way.
babe. I will listen to that song right now. I guarantee you, I don't know a Beck song.
That's
I didn't even
wild.
know who Beck was until that moment.
Right.
Anyways, then we go into 30. This I think is interesting because most people didn't like this album, and I feel like it's the first time that people would say Adele flopped.
There are there are the average of songs that I enjoy or like that I would re-listen to on this album. The average is lower than maybe higher than 19, but between 21 and 25, those like are like A plus 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 plus. For me, this is like B plus.
Yeah, I think
B.
it's interesting because she took a lot of it was ambitious, I think, of Adele. Because I remember
Well,
when
here's
it
the
came
thing.
out,
I honestly just think that the reason that it didn't pop off anymore is because she's maturing in a way that isn't like like I said, how I mentioned earlier that 21 felt angsty a
mhm,
lot of the times. I don't think that there's I don't think that that angst that everyone related to is so much present on 30. It feels way more like I got real shit to be doing. I have a real ass baby. I got real ass feelings. So, um, of course, we'll talk about Easy on Me being the single, but My Little Love,
gorgeous.
career high.
Yeah,
Um, this
I
is
told, I told.
for me the crown jewel of this album because it's Adele at like her most vulnerable. This is like we've never like I remember gagging when I listened to this because of course Adele is known for like sad romantic songs, but there are millions of sad romantic songs. This sort of felt unlike anything that we had
Mhm,
heard before. So,
mhm. I
um,
agree.
I think
I
that's sort
think
of why the public didn't necessarily respond as wildly as they did for the previous two.
I agree. I think this album is very mature. I think this album talks about things that not everyone can relate to. It's a very like mother. She's talking about being a mother. She's talking about going into a divorce. Um, I also think that the songs are longer. A lot of them. And as we know, girls' attention spans are in the toilet. But I think she faked everyone out with "Easy on Me." I think she faked everyone out because that's a classic Adele song. I think
Easy
of
on
the
Me
single,
is excellent.
it's an excellent song, but of the first singles, I don't think it's my favorite. I completely forgot she even released that song. Personally, my favorite is "Oh My God." I think that is a interesting choice to put on this album because I don't think it really fits with any of the other ones, but I personally love that song. I think it's a great pop song. I think, of course, like I said, I love when she gets pop. I like "Can I Get It?" I like "I Drink Wine." Um,
Really none of those songs. Honestly, the entire middle of this album for me, it's a very great beginning, the middle, and then it sort of picks back up after Woman Like Me. Honestly, for me, that's when it
mm.
begins to pick back up.
You don't like "Oh My God"?
No,
Okay, well, that's fine. I like "Cry Your Heart Out" as well.
I love Cry Your
Um,
Heart Out.
but yeah, I feel like this album, like, I don't revisit that much. I really kind of come back to the couple of songs that I like, but
Love is a
I
Game.
d- great song,
Oh my gosh,
beautiful, beautiful song,
excellent. That
beautiful song.
feels that feels like the single that is like
Got
for
away.
me. It feels like the big song, like the way that like what girl, what's
Someone
Someone
Like
Like
You,
You, or like another one of like a big Love is a Game just feels so grand to me. I do love that song.
Adele. We got to close the book on you, girl. Love you down. You are the girl. Have fun on your little break that you're about to take. Um,
Honestly, I hope we don't. I hope we get like 43. Like I
Me
honestly,
too.
I'm gonna live like what 57. Like
That's
I will
everything.
live whatever number we get next. Honestly, I think Adele has done more than enough hit making
Hmm.
for a one career. So I think
I agree.
this is a well deserved break.
Yeah, I agree
Queen of
too.
the Brits, we speak your name, Queen. Shout out to
Yes,
you and all the
yes.
other British divas.
Divorce, babes, divorce.
Exactly.
No, I do this all the time. When she was on that live and she was
No.
I I was actually on that live. Like when she went cuz I was gagged that she went live. That was the first and only time she went live. Um
Girl, the first and only time
and
that she posted on Instagram too. With that
it's her picture here.
like iconic.
That's when I knew that was my I knew I always loved Adele, but that's when I said, "Oh, I can be friends with Adele." I'm okay with her taking a break because I feel like in that break somehow I'm going to be friends with her. I don't know how. I'm speaking into existence. I just feel like me and Adele could queen out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Me and Adele. And what's crazy is like she's not that much older than me. Like I think she's like 36 right now. So that's only like 10 years. Like that's not that much. Crazy. All right, that was the DVD brief. Now we're gonna move on to Six Songs for, and this episode is Six Songs for British People. And
I need a beef Wellington urgently.
right now, what is this? An
You
Indian
fat
sandwich?
fucking cow.
The funniest thing is I work with some British people and they came to visit our office and we went to drinks and we were talking about like celebrity crushes and like people that we think are cute, right? And so I said Gordon Ramsay and everyone was like, "You're crazy." I was like, "I think he's cute. I don't care. I do."
I think like him yelling at all these adult people in their faces and turning around and being like super nice to the women and the kids and like the guests, like that warms my heart. Like I do
No,
live for
he's
that.
so nice. He's like actually a nice person and like he loves his kids. He has a bunch of fucking kids. And I live for him. Like would sorry, no shade. I don't care. I would still say it. Still say it. And he was on
Fucking
the cover of
crunchy lobster risotto. Get out.
because he's always not Davy jumped. Davy jumped when you said that. He said,
Because my
anyways.
Gordon Ramsay is on point.
So should I go first?
If you want to, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, guys. This was really hard because I there's a lot of songs I could have chosen, and I feel like
Are they really babes?
yes, there's a lot. I love British people. I have a
Millions of
British
songs.
friend. I have a British friend named Timmy. She's my bestie. I'm very happy that I have a British friend. I love British people. Can't wait to move there. So my first song is Over Again by One Direction. This song, well, first of all, I kind of have to say this because One Direction is the beginning of why I love British people so much. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't give a fuck. I will be a directioner until the day I die. Louis says, "Tell me with your mind, body, and spirit, I can make your tears fall down like the showers that are British." And when I was in middle school, I did not know what the fuck he was talking about. I thought he meant like literal showers, but he meant rain. And I didn't understand that until like I got older. I was like, "What the fuck is?" I thought like the showers in Britain had like weird water pressure or something. Like I did not understand.
I was thinking it's
Um,
like a golden shower, but like they pour like brown gravy on you or something. I don't know.
no, I think he was just talking about because it rains all the time there.
Okay.
But this song is so British. They have a couple of songs that like I know when British people sing, sometimes you can't really tell they're British, but they have a couple of songs where it's like, no, you can tell. And this was one of them. Like this is a very British song, and it's a deep cut, I would say. It's on their second album, Take Me Home. And this is just for the real ones. This is to show my One Direction card. I know I've talked about this before, but um this song is so like if don't put this on around me, I'm gonna cry. Like this song is so important to me. Their ballads are underrated. They get a lot of the recognition for like their pop singles or whatever, but like One Direction the reason why they had all those bitches in a chokehold, the reason why they had all these teenage girls in a chokehold is because their ballads, bitch, they really made it seem like they was gonna fall in love with you. Like they were fierce. They were fierce. Like to this day, I still get emotional. Like that's crazy. If you're pretending from the start like this, I get when I don't I remember the words. Anyway, we're gonna move on.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my first song. One Direction is the British band to me. I'm sorry. I know the Beatles did what they did, but
The first song when I think of British people, when I think of British music, British pop, Brit pop, no edgy cook, I think of "Gotta Get Through This" by Daniel Bedingfield. Like that's
oh,
like the definitive British song for me. Like
I don't know
uh
that song.
that is Natasha's older brother.
I do know that. I know, yeah.
Um I think he produced it in literally in his bedroom and it went like number one and all that shit over there. Crazy sort of drum and bassy song. Well, is it more two step? I don't know. A lot of the UK minor genres I'm not honestly like it's so British to me. And honestly like for some reason I did not go like new wave at all, which is like very British. Like all of my songs are sort of more modern, but this is the
Hmm.
first one that I thought of. And of course Daniel Bedingfield gave us Natasha Bedingfield, so it's like we have to pay our respects to the icon. So thank you, icon.
Yeah, that's fair. Wow. So my second song is "Who Do You Think You Are" by the Spice Girls. Because, bitch, talk about talk about impact. Talk about one of the most iconic girl groups of all time. And that's my favorite Spice Girl song.
Where I don't think I
So,
know this one from the top of my head. The girls wanted to be they wanted it to be Vogue so bad.
babe, yeah.
But honestly it's cute. It's cute.
It's cute. In the club, it hits. It
They play this in
hits.
the club?
Yeah, I've heard it in the club.
Cute. Cute. It's so wild because British music as a whole and like what they find popular is so often
Million times.
isolated from like American pop.
That's
Am-
kind of one of the only things British people get right is music.
I'll say that. Well, sure.
It's not the
Like
food.
they kind of they I don't know what else they do. I ain't had their food or nothing, but I love their accents, how they talk. They listen like the tailoring, the suits and stuff. Like I do
Tea.
love the pomp and circumstance and all that shit. Love that.
Okay, sure. Sure.
But my next song is from I believe this queen was also in it's not a girl group, but it was just a complete, it was like a group, which is something that is very UK to me, just having like a group of boys and girls just making music.
Hmm.
And I think it was called S Club 7 or S Club, if I'm not
Oh yes,
mistaken.
that's club.
This girl, Rachel Stevens, my second song is Secret Garden by Rachel Stevens.
Hmm.
Um, I found out about Miss Rachel Stevens because I was actually listening to like It was either Fever by Kylie Minogue or the next one, and then it played a song by her after, like, because it's like after the album's done, it gives you recommended or whatever, and I gagged, and then I listened to this album, Come and Get It, basically like a flawless pop album, like top to
Okay,
bottom. It's pretty insane.
I do know about S Club. I don't know that much about them, but I'd like know who they are.
Apparently, I believe she was in that.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
So
And I think they just reunited as well. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
so,
that they.
like in 20, like last year.
Yeah. Like shout out to them. That's cute. Oh, and there's a black one.
Is there?
Bradley McIntosh. Come on, vocals.
Okay, period. But
Gag
no,
me.
Secret Garden. I could have honestly chosen
Oh,
any song from
he
this album.
their manager was fired from being the Spice Girls manager, and then he formed S Club. Wow. Okay, I need to get into them. I don't really know anything about them except that like they were a group and like
I
they
think they
came
have a
back.
couple of hits that I know, but I can't name them off the top of my head.
That's real.
But
That's real.
Rachel
Wow.
Stevens, um, at least for Come and Get It, I have not listened to her first album yet, but the second one, a flawless listen. So,
Her.
anybody out there listening for just great UK pop?
That's the thing. UK and just honestly like European period. They have such good pop music. I don't know if it's the not like I know capitalism is a thing over there, but I feel like the weight of capitalism is way more present over here. And maybe they have more time because them bitches, they don't work on Fridays and shit. Like they don't like to work over there. Like
Oh, really?
it's kind of oh girl. They take vacations very seriously up in the UK. Like they don't play.
Holiday.
Which is so funny that I say that because my third song is actually Holiday by Little Mix. So Little Mix, I think we're gonna have to do a Little Mix DVD brief at one point. They are
Okay.
very important to me. But um as you know, I've tried to get you into Jade, Angel of My Dreams. But this song is on their last album, Confetti, and terrible album cover. But it came out like this album came out during COVID, but the music video
Oh my god. This is the girl group with with
Jesse
Jesse
Nelson.
Nelson. Ah, that song is
Belegno. Yes, yes. And she and Jesse, the thing about Little Mix is that they were very formulaic, and Jesse usually starts all the songs.
my first thought is that, it's giving like Selling Sunset music. That was like my first initial.
Fuck you.
But like that's like a lot of UK pop to me. It sounds like, I don't know. It's like they get to like the essence of pop music and like spread it around. But it's cute.
I like the video. They're mermaids, of course. That's all. I love Little Mix. They were very instrumental to me and like as a child. And I will maintain that while I wouldn't say that all of their albums top to bottom are incredible, I will maintain that they made incredible pop music the entire time. Like some of their singles, fierce. Sweet Melody. I almost picked Sweet Melody, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna pick Holiday because Holiday is literally such a British thing. They don't say vacation, they say holiday. Um, and Sweet Melody, right?
Not from the
That
title.
one's like do 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 do. If you knew it, you would know because that's like a very. This song is about this girl who was dating a boy in a band who wrote a song about her, and he used to sing these sweet melodies. He played me, made me believe it was real love. And Perry Edwards from Little Mix was famously dating Zayn from One Direction, and I think they were engaged as well. And I think it's iconic that she has two songs that allude to at least two. Um, Zayn, real ones know.
My last song, I was debating between two, or excuse me, I originally was going to choose a different song by this artist, Liberty X. The song I was almost going to choose is actually a cover of Shaka
Mm.
Khan's Ain't Nobody
Oh.
by a British band called Liberty X, who apparently they were on some British version of Star Search or something where it's like they compete and then they lost to another like band, but then they were like I think was the show called Pop Stars, and then they became they came in second place, but ended up becoming more popular than the guys that won. But
Mm.
in my researching Liberty X, I came across a different song that literally, like, I discovered this song this week. It's all I've been listening to. I've been so obsessed. This song is
Okay.
called Just a Little by Liberty X.
Okay.
Oh my God. Like, starts off funky, sexy guitar. The way that British producers and like that sound over there, they have like a certain swing. It's never like perfectly on the beat. It's swung a little bit. It's so sexy. Oh, it's so sexy. This is like a perfect song. Apparently, me looking it up, while I was looking it up, I found that this was the fifth most played song on like the radio in the year 2002 that it came out. So apparently, the Brits were eating the song the fuck up. Me discovering it this week. I'm late to the table. I'm late to the party. I'm late to the buffet. But bitch, I'm eating the song the fuck up. They slayed the fuck out of this goddamn song. No,
I
they
really do like how British groups have like men and women. I feel like in America you don't really see that a lot. It's really just all girls, all boys, you know.
Yeah, that's a very UK institution in
I
my
really like that.
eyes.
I like that a lot.
Absolutely. No, they slayed the fuck out of this song. I almost chose a different song, like I said, but the way that this one has overtaken my brain, I kind of had to go with this one. So, to any Brits out there, babes, that remember this song being played, this one's for you guys. Love you guys.
Period.
And shout out
Period.
to Liberty X.
Period. Shout out to them. Shout out to the black girl in the middle.
All right.
Um.
Let's
All
run
right.
through our
Let's pump the
songs.
beat up. Pump the beat. I feel like I've said that
You said that
every.
the last three episodes. You cannot take that
It's
man's
so
shit.
funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ebony double XL. Like we have to get you on the podcast apparently because I'm obsessed. I say it all the time. Okay. So the first song was "Over Again" by One Direction.
My first song is Gotta Get Through This by Daniel Bedingfield,
My next song was "Who Do You Think You Are" by the Spice Girls.
followed by Secret Garden by Rachel Stevens.
And following that was "Holiday" by Little Mix.
And my last song is Just a Little by Liberty X.
You
Playlist
can
links are
listen to
in the
those
description.
songs.
Get into it. What would you have put on this? Any British people in there listening? What we miss? I know y'all wanted some New Order, some fucking Human League, some something in here. Give us what y'all think we should have put on this playlist. Let us know.
Yes, please, please put us on to the British people. When I move to London or another city over there, I want to be like well seasoned. I don't want to be like an American who doesn't know what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I already got the One Direction, I already got the Adele, but I need like the deep cuts. You know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna move on to our last segment, questions for queers, and we received, I think, the funniest email I have ever fucking read. Ariel Vasquez sent us this email. Subject line, notes and a question. Hello, Reilee and Kiara. I have listened to a few episodes and enjoyed your insight very much.
Oh,
The
thank you.
Flyaway Butterfly Reprise has been in my ears near every workday. You're welcome. So far, though, there are a couple of instances that I found frustrating. During your Diva debrief for Robin, you skipped over the album/EP Do It Again. The importance of the track Moment, bolded, is self evident, and I will leave that at that.
It's Monument, right?
Oh, what did I say?
You said Moment.
Excuse me. Monument is self-evident, and I will leave it at that. Leave that at that. In addition, when discussing the Eve and Gwen Stefani track "Rich Girl," you left out the fact that it is a cover and that the original, performed by Lucci Lou and Mitchie One, dog walks its American rendition. Nonetheless, I am thoroughly enjoying your show, and I have a question. Before we get to the question, I lived for this fucking letter. Like,
Honestly, you slayed me down
you
twice.
ate that. That was so funny because, yeah, you better get us together, bitch. This is exactly what I want. These are exactly the types of people that I think should be listening to this podcast. People that have notes, bitch. Notes and a question is iconic. Because that's something I would do. Nonetheless, I am thoroughly enjoying your show and I have a question. What non American music do you listen to? I am not Jamaican, but grew up learning about dance hall thanks to my parents and siblings. Thanks for reading, Ariel.
Okay, word. Well, first I have to address. I was not aware that "Rich Girl" was a cover.
Me either.
So you slayed me on one count. And then also we did not mention the Wake Up Robin collab EP "Do It Again," which slayed me twice. Um, that EP is great. Monument is great. I listen to Monument all the time, and it's basically like a 10-minute song of her honestly sort of reflecting on her life and being like, "Well, girl, all this shit that I did, all this fire ass music that I made, it's going to stand the test of time, and it's going to last much longer than I will."
Mm.
Very existential song. And then there's some other highlights on there. I do love "Do It Again," the actual title song. But yeah, no, you slayed me twice. So if there's
Way to go.
ever I'm speaking to directly to the listeners, but if there's ever a period or during a DVD brief or anything where you feel like we've missed something, we definitely can start like a new little series where we just a rebrief where we go over what we missed, because I
Open up the case.
definitely know that we I meant to talk about fucking Homecoming on the Beyonce
We didn't talk about
DVD brief.
homecoming?
We didn't talk about Homecoming at all. There are several
Oh,
things that we
shit.
missed. So if you're listening and
Oh,
there's
no.
anything that we missed, please email us, let us know, and then we will start a new series where we just rebrief some things that we missed. But girl, you
Yeah,
slayed me down twice. Thank you
you
so
ate us up.
much.
That was I actually like genuinely that was the funniest thing I'd ever read, and I was like, "This is iconic.
You
I
slayed
need
me.
more." Now I like that it was nice. I like that she led with a compliment, or he, I don't know, they led with a compliment, and then they got us together, and then they followed the instructions. Like that was exactly how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for listening. Please send in more questions. I lived for that. Like
I'm
that was
screaming.
so funny. To answer your question though, I don't listen to a lot of non-American, like as in like, well, I guess not non-American because it's British people. Oh wait, this is perfect. Wait, that's hilarious.
Girl, what?
Um, sorry, I didn't think I was thinking of like foreign, like
I was literally like,
non-English.
we just were talking about British people
I
all
meant
episode.
non-English. Excuse
Yes, yes,
me.
yes, yes, word, word.
Um, but for not, I think that what they meant is non-English, but we'll say I don't know. I For non-English people, I listen to Angèle, the French pop star. Christine and the Queens. I listen to more like French people, I guess. I cannot speak French, don't want to speak French, will never learn French. But the French girls are eating apparently. Who else do I listen to? Rosalia. Um, yeah, that's kind of it. What about
I'm
you?
screaming. Um, non-American music. When I was like in elementary, middle school, and my older brother was like getting into sort of electronic music, that's sort of when I really started to listen to a lot of people from the UK. So like, I would be listening to Rusko a lot. I would be listening to like obviously Disclosure a lot, but a lot of the girlies over there. Um, I have a dear friend, a very, very, very dear close friend to me, who put me onto a lot of Spanish music because I'm Puerto Rican on Thursdays. So I love Celia Cruz. I love La India. There are a few, but like most of my non-American listening started in middle school when I was sort of discovering dance artists and then branching out from there. There is this guy, because I want to mention, there is this guy who's French. His name is Varnish La Piscine, I think, Piscine, something like that. Um, and has released several albums that I think are stunning. LRQT, Le Regard que tu. That's a fabulous song. Um, Let me see. Non-American.
I'm like, I listen to Lord, I listen to Zara Larson, I listen to Kylie Minogue, I listen to well, like I said, One Direction, Little Mix, like
Word.
British people. I feel like I listen to British people, Troye Sivan, Australian. I'm like, I don't know, yeah, but I don't listen to a lot of music that's not in English. I would say because I like to understand what the songs are about,
Oh my
but sometimes
goodness.
What?
Natalia LaForside, have you heard of her? She released an album
No.
like 2022, 2023. That was very good. I think she's actually like Mexican. But
Okay.
there's like a quite a few things. I will say, in my listening, there is a giant hole in African music. Like they're like
Mm.
actually from the continent of Africa. That's sort of a hole in my
You
sphere.
guys
And
say
then
no.
actually like excuse me, not Indian, but Asian music as a whole,
Mm.
like Southeast.
Sure.
Excuse me.
Sure. I'm familiar with a couple of the K-pop and the J-pop girlies. Okay, I live for twice. I live for twice. Um, I live for what's the XG? Is that a left
I'm not
right
sure.
left right? I think who the K-pop girls will know. Blackpink, sure. Do 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 do.
What's the K-pop
Lisa.
girls? So it's like three of them, and they're like,
I don't know.
like they are
They'll
kind of.
know. They'll know. BTS. I had a BTS phase. I've seen BTS in person.
Converse High goes crazy. Then it Converse High.
Is that BTS?
Yeah, the BTS girls are gonna gag that I know that song, but the Converse
M-
High is the one BTS song that I know.
Her. What's the Boy with Love, babe? If I know, I don't think Grace is listening to this, but if Grace is listening to this, I am so sorry that I was obsessed with that song for like a whole day. I listened to that song on repeat. That was the only song I listened to when we were living together. And she left, and I was listening to that song. She came back from work, and I was still listening to that song. And she was like, "Kiara, what's going on?" And I
Yeah,
was like, "I don't know."
I'd have been like, Griffin, turn something else out.
No, like very much that. But yeah, I think there is definitely a hole. Like I need to be listening to more non-American music, especially like you said, African and East Asian or just Asian in general. But
And if y'all are listening, please leave some in the comments. Please let us
put us
know.
on. Put us on.
Put the divas on. We want this to be a sharing experience where we,
Maybe.
kind of cross reference each other's libraries. Want to
Yeah.
expand my mind. You know what I'm saying? So
We
thank
put
you
you
so much
on,
for
you
the
put us
question.
on. Thank you so much. Like that was perfect, actually.
If you have a question and you're listening, please send it to 6songs4@gmail.com, and we'll get into it. We'll discuss it.
That was the episode. Like I said, like we said, what are some songs by British people that you have said? I literally, while we were talking about this question, I realized we didn't. Neither of us mentioned Sade. But
Not this is how I find out that the bitch British. Is she British?
girl, yes.
That's crazy. Girl, what?
I'm crying.
I
Yes, bitch, she is British as fuck.
literally thought she was
Is
from like
it
Philly or something.
crime?
I literally thought that she was like from Philly.
I'm hollering. No, 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 no.
That's crazy. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. God bless you all.
Songs for songs for songs for songs